Beach at all this year. This is depressing. Tastes even better when you don't share it. 1 package of cream cheese, a half of a small carton of heavy cream. Make sure you whip it before you do anything else, okay? Chocolate pudding core, 2 scoops of whey protein, vanilla flavoring if you want, some cinnamon, 2 to 4 scoops of your favorite type of peanut butter or almond butter, doesn't matter. Blend it all together, sprinkle a little raisin and chocolate on top of it, and you're good to go. Collaging it tonight, you'll have all the footage by morning. Send. Not really sure of the point of this week's vlog. Kind of looking for inspiration right now, so figured I'd go for a walk. I mean, besides the fact that Hung gets back in about half a month, I take off in about half a month. I got 2 articles I'm working on. I gotta edit this. I gotta finish a favor for a buddy of mine who just moved into a new house. Get that done, have it ready by morning. And now apparently, since I'm attending family functions again, I have to shoot up to the Lakes region by next weekend to attend some type of ceremony thing. Apparently kids still graduate high school. I also have to edit out the part where your wife flipped off the camera. And she did it in one of the best shots too. So I have to use my magic. Another thing, I live in a very dog-walky, howdy neighbor, you know, kids playing in the yard type of area. You know, every Saturday everybody goes and puts their crap out on the lawn, puts it up for sale and things like that. Funny part is about half of that is basically just left out on the lawn at night, and then a bunch of people just come by at like midnight and just steal all of it. Well, they don't steal it, but you know, it's kind of the point of why go then when you can just get it for free at night. At about 11:30, all you have to do is show up to somebody's lawn and you can furnish about half your house. Well, give her a call. Yeah, well, at least she has a story to tell now, except for the day that she met you. From Starbucks. I want you to like this song because I can't get it out of my head for days. AWOLnation Woman official video. The video for the song Windows is cool. They're all dancing in reverse. Let's give it a listen. First one didn't do anything for me. Let's check out the second one. Up in the red dance, dance with the dead. Up in the red dance, dance with the dead. Up in the red dance, dance with the dead. Up in the red dance, dance with the dead. I think you got my attention. Milner's house right now to drop off some footage that I did of his house. We just bought it, it's brand new, it's really pretty, it's got an extended backyard. It's nice to see somebody who worked hard for the American dream and is achieving it. I'm happy for him, happy for his girl. I mean, it's just a good thing. Yes, I still do feel good things. I edited the footage and I'm dropping it off to him right now. That's pretty much it. You know, it's fucking crazy.
12 seconds later.
That's it. Have you ever been to a party and there's just that one person not really doing anything, just sitting there petting the dog or something? That's me. That's me.
Well, it's an absolute outrage, isn't it? And there's no place for it on the streets in London or anywhere else at all. It's just totally unwarranted, and well, it's just, as you say, it's an outrage, isn't it?
Firemen, and they insisted after that we just held her legs up, because before she was just going to bleed right out, you know. We done it at 12. If I didn't help, I wouldn't be able to live with myself for walking away and leaving kids like that.
17 years ago, as a young man from Scotland, and it's always been a home to me, wherever you're from. And last night was devastating. You know, you see these things in the news and you think one day it's going to be here. You think that, but when it happens, and it's children, and I think we can react in a lot of ways. We can react in anger, or we can react by doing, why did I stay in this city for 17 years? This city is a community. I don't care who you believe in, where you're from, this city's for everybody, and we all need to rally round today to show support, because they want to divide us, don't they? They want us to turn on our neighbours, and it will never happen today. And I'm going to stay in town, and I'm going to deliver. I'm just going to walk about and smile at people. That's all I can do, is just walk about and smile at people.
Pretty up here. Say you go to sit down somewhere. You're eating, say, a black and white cookie. Never had a black and white cookie. It's a little Entenmann's thing. It's about this big. You can also get them in pastry shops. They're about that big. Chocolate on one side, vanilla on the other. Normally when people eat them, their first bite is generally right down the middle. It's just one of those things. Anyways, so you're eating this cookie. You're a girl. You're wearing a tank top. You could wear like a hat, Yankees, Red Sox, doesn't matter. Or you could be wearing a hijab, you could be wearing a Kentucky Derby hat, you could be wearing a cowboy hat, doesn't really matter. Somebody walks up to you and says, like the fact that you're wearing a tank top. It's also against my religion that you wear that tank top because you're showing too much skin. And it's also against my religion that you're eating that cookie in what I interpret as a suggestive manner. Well, your response is, well, I live in a country where I'm allowed to wear tank tops. It's considered freedom of expression in many ways. It's also summertime out, 75 degrees, and I'd rather not be wearing a winter jacket. I choose to wear a hijab or a cowboy hat or a baseball hat because it's just my choice, it's my style. And I'll eat my cookie any way I want to. If I want to eat it suggestively, I could be made fun of, I can be criticized, but in my country, this is what we agree upon. I bought this cookie, I bought this hat, I bought this shirt, I'm gonna wear it. Well, instead of them saying, well, I disagree, they take you out in front of everybody, televise it, and publicly stone you. That's extremism. This is what happened last night, this is what happened the week before, this is what's going to continue to happen. For an example, if you were in their country, and you were wearing that tank top and wearing whatever hat and eating the cookie the way you should, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't be in that country. Maybe your views of the way they do things are a bit archaic or different or whatever, but that's fine. You're free to leave that country, come back here, or to another free country like, say, Britain, Germany, France, Australia, United States, Canada, and do as you please. Eat your cookie the way you want to do, dress the way you want to dress. Here's the problem. We're allowing the pressures and the extremists of these little more strict societies to bleed into our values, into our way of life. It's ridiculous to think that just because what you wear, or how you eat something, or what you think, can get you in trouble, can get you killed. Just because you took one misstep, whether on accident or on purpose, it can cost you your life. Imagine a cookie being so good that you almost died and went to heaven. Well, if they see you eating the cookie the way that you do, chances are you probably are going to go to heaven. This isn't the way life should be lived. People deserve better than that. Little Safi Russos deserve better than that. And instead of flying my drone or pretending to be doing something important or talking about the money I've made over the past couple of years, building this website, doing what I do, I'm making a choice to talk about this. Because maybe it's not a right, but it definitely is a privilege to be doing what I'm doing. A privilege that I've spent the last 3 years building, paying the dues on the website, spending hours at a time in a lab developing flavors for another company, flying my drone, taking this video, crafting it together, writing the articles, taking the notes, spending countless nights thinking about things that are racking my brain to the point where I'm literally going insane, but I push through it because I know I have to get this content done. Because if I don't create the free content, there's no way that I'll be able to do the things that I want to do going forward in my life. I'm glad to see people coming together for the goodness of what mankind can be. But it also saddens me to see that when it comes to actually making action, bringing action towards those that are responsible, whether it be a group, a country, or a region, or an ideology, we all just sort of cower and whimper. Because we know what we have to do to get these things done. The truth is, humanity, all through time, has never done what has to be done until it is on the precipice of disaster. That can mean anything. That can mean climate change. That can mean war. That can mean plague. That could mean anything. It could be a meteor. We won't do anything about it until we are on the brink of disaster. Because we're always thinking in the gray. We're always thinking, well, there could be this exception or that exception, or what if this or what if that. Sometimes you got to think in black and white. That's how you make the gray. You know what's good, you know what's bad, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. You know what's going to keep you alive, and you know what's going to get you killed. You walk into a neighborhood, you don't feel right, you leave the neighborhood. It's instinctual. You were born with it. But in my opinion, a lot of these European countries, a lot of these European ideals, they're in trouble. And I truly believe that until they are on the very precipice of pure disaster, pure takeover, pure invasion, they're just going to keep running business as usual. And they're going to keep their heads in the sand until something truly bad happens. I don't know what truly bad is. I feel like enough bad things have happened over there. Now, as you reach this precipice, there will be good things along the way, and there will be bad things. There will be people that will fall. There will be people that will lose their way in terms of what they think they're doing is right. Like, for example, what happened in Portland. The girl who was being harassed, she was wearing a hijab, she was on the subway. 2 men tried to intervene to calm the situation. They ended up getting killed by the assailant. We've come to this point where it is nearing a precipice, where a lot of these tough actions had to be taken. It's sad, really, that it always has to come to this point. It always has to come to this precipice. Make no mistake about it, we're not fighting terrorism. We're fighting an army. A very smart army. A very dedicated army. They know where to hit us. In our hearts, in our minds. We know where they are. We know who funds them. We know who supports them. It's hard for me to shoot a vlog knowing what's going on. So if there's an issue in the forefront, if there's that elephant in the room, I want to talk about it. It's up to you to educate yourself on it, build your own opinion on it, and have that uncomfortable conversation. That's life, folks. You got to have that uncomfortable conversation, whatever it's about. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be wrong. You just got to open up, tell your thoughts on the subject, and go from there. It's called having a conversation. The problem is we can't have that conversation as of late because all of a sudden we get declared racists or bigots. We get yelled at for hate speech. It's silly. One person out of this to at least start a conversation about what's going on, I will have done my job. And then maybe, just maybe, we can go back to having some real vlogs. That sounds like fun to me. I'm going to be traveling in a couple weeks and these things are on my mind. Just as a side note, little Safi Russos, if you haven't heard, she was the 8-year-old who died in the Manchester Ariana Grande concert attack. She didn't die instantly. She faded away in somebody's arms, crying for her mother. That's how she died. Think about that.